There is an eerie legend of a monster who takes children to a place where no one will ever find them again. His motives are unknown, and what happens to the abductees also remains a mystery. In this video we will talk about the villain, which, despite its extreme unusualness, has gained great popularity among fans of science fiction and fantasy. It will be about the monster known as Slender Man. Slender Man is a fictional character that was created in 2009 on one of the forums of the internet. Its author is Eric Knudsen, who published the first story on the forum. After that, the monster began to gain popularity online, and soon his legend began to spread around the world. According to the legend, Slender Man lives in a forest thicket. You can get to him by going through a gate in the middle of the forest. Slender Man is a tall, slender monster with long limbs and a face without eyes, nose, and mouth. He is dressed in a black suit and white shirt. His arms and legs are very long and skinny, looking like tentacles. He is able to teleport and has supernatural powers. One of the most famous Slender Man legends says that he appears in the woods or on the street at night when no one is around. He begins to stalk the person who meets him and does not let go until the victim becomes insane or disappears with him. Slender Man is also known for his ability of telepathy. He can control people's minds and even make them commit murder. Many people who have met Slender Man claim that he has some type of supernatural power that allows him to control everything around him. Slender Man has become a real phenomenon on the internet. His legend has become so popular that he has appeared in many video games, movies, TV series, and even books. His image became a symbol of fantastic stories and frightening dreams. One of the most famous works in which Slender Man appears is the game, Slender, The 8 Pages. This is a horror game in which the player has to explore the forest and collect 8 pages representing Slender Man. In doing so, the monster will chase the player, and if he is caught, the game will end. Slender Man has also become a popular character in meme and parody culture. He often appears in comic books, cartoons, and YouTube videos, where his image is used to create funny and not so scary videos. However, Slender Man also has his fans in real life as well. In some countries, there are groups of people who pretend to be Slender Man and conduct hide-and-seek games in the woods with children and adults. Some of them use this to intimidate and blackmail people. Slender Man is an unusual monster that has gained immense popularity on the internet. His legend has become a symbol of horror and fear, and his image is a popular character in the culture of memes and fiction. Despite the fact that many people believe in his existence, in fact Slender Man exists only in our imagination and in the works in which he appears. Slender Man's abilities. Slender Man is a monster with a number of unique abilities that make him one of the scariest and most dangerous creatures in the world of fantasy and horror. Here are a few of Slender Man's main abilities. Teleportation. Slender Man can move instantly from one place to another using his ability. This allows him to not only stalk his victims, but also to get away from danger at any moment. Reality distortion. Slender Man can alter the perception of his victims by distorting their reality and making them see wrong or non-existent things. This allows him to play with the minds of his victims and create additional horrific situations. Mind control. The Slender Man can control the minds of his victims, making them do what he wants them to do and even making them forget their own actions. Speechlessness. The Slender Man cannot utter words, but he can communicate with people through sound distortion and telepathy. This allows him to intimidate his victims and remain a mysterious and enigmatic figure. Immunity to weapons. Slender Man is almost immune to weapons, making him nearly invulnerable to all attacks. Reproduction. Slender Man can create his own children who also possess all of his abilities. These abilities make Slender Man one of the scariest and most dangerous monsters in the world of fantasy and horror. Not only can he intimidate his victims, but he can also make them do what he wants and alter their reality. The madness and fear he causes make him one of the most unpredictable and dangerous foes a person can face. Slender Man's weaknesses. Slender Man is one of the most terrifying and powerful monsters in the world of fantasy and horror, but he also has his weaknesses. Despite his abilities, Slender Man is not invulnerable and there are ways that you can defeat him. One of his main weaknesses is his sensitivity to fire. Fire is capable of causing him serious damage and even destroying him. Also, Slender Man cannot survive in water. Immersion in water can destroy him. Another weakness is his dependence on the belief in him. The more people believe in his existence and power, the stronger he becomes. If people stop believing in him or forget about him, his power will begin to diminish. However, defeating Slender Man is not easy, as he has many powerful abilities, and his teleportation and reality-distorting abilities can make him almost invincible. In order to defeat Slender Man, you need to utilize his weaknesses and strengths. One way is to use fire to weaken him and deal damage. If you don't have fire, you can use light to blind him and make him temporarily lose his bearings. Another way is to use mental powers against him. Slender Man can control the mind of his victims, but if you have a strong will and the ability to protect your mind, it is possible to resist his effects. But overall, defeating Slender Man is not an easy task, and it takes a lot of luck and wit to pull it off. He remains one of the most dangerous and terrifying monsters in the horror world, one that continues to torment fans of the genre and cause them fear and awe. However, while Slender Man may seem almost invincible, we should never forget that in horror stories, even the most powerful monsters eventually succumb and fall before the strength of human will and endurance. Nevertheless, the legend of Slender Man continues to live on and scare people. Perhaps this is because many of us have a fear of the unknown and unexplainable. And Slender Man is just such a monster, who has no clear explanation for his origin and his actions. Thus, he continues to be one of the most famous and scary monsters in the world of fantasy and horror. If it was interesting, subscribe to our channel, put a like, share this video with your friends, and write in the comments what monsters scare you the most. And remember that Slender Man very often appears in the forest, so we do not advise you to walk there alone. Also, always take matches, a lighter or a flashlight with you.